This is so disturbing. So disturbing. I don't know if many of you are seeing these articles that are coming out.
I just want to say, President Trump, if you're bi, it's okay.
Тяни, держи, ее не отпускай. Да она вырывается, смотри.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there has been having a good weekend, y'all. We got a good one coming up today. Hey, these Epstein files are looking a little disappointing, y'all. We're going to get into those today. We got a lot going on. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Beastland, my brand new theme park, opens up in less than 24 hours. This thing is the craziest thing I've ever done. I can't wait for you guys to experience this. Make sure you get your tickets before they sell out.
Who knew this was going on? I had no idea.
How's it going, everybody? This is crazy. I didn't expect this many people to show up to the theme park.
Today we're at Beastland by Mr. Beast here in Riyadh and it's opening day, so come with us and check out what there is to do inside. Let's go. We're now inside Beastland and it looks absolutely incredible, and we've noticed that there is a countdown over here for some reason, so they're saying get to the stage. We need to go. We need to find out what's going on. There's a little meet and greet area over here. We don't actually recognise anyone yet though.
Something massive is waking up at Beast Arena. You know, you got the wristband, and when you play the games.
The barriers are open and we're following everyone. I don't know where to, but someone. So there's all the money. I can't remember what the top prize was, but there's about 300,000 riyals in one of these. So we headed through to the Beast Arena and there was so many different games that you could take part in. This one I was definitely not giving a go, the bungee jumping, but it was so much fun and you can buy a wristband with all the games included. Or if you simply just want to enter and enjoy Beastland in the whole experience, then it's only 25 SAR per person. They had so many merch shops around with all of the Feastables and limited edition merch, which was actually very affordable. As well as all the games that are inside Beast Arena, which are inspired by the show, there was also carnival games, rides, and so many food stalls. It was so much fun, and just being here was such a good vibe. I definitely recommend checking it out before it ends in 45 days.
These are videos the FBI has worked hard to make sure you haven't seen. They're from the Google Drive account of Thomas Crooks, the man who on July 13th, 2024, showed up at the Butler County, Pennsylvania fairgrounds and tried to assassinate the frontrunner, Donald Trump.
Take a look at what happened.
That day, Thomas Crooks came within a quarter inch of destroying this country. And yet, a year and a half later, we still know almost nothing about him or why he did it. That's because, for some reason, the FBI, even the current FBI, doesn't want us to know.
And so it begins, y'all. Like I said, people is not paying attention to the patterns of what the fuck is going on, fool. I know when people first seen this, they was just like, oh, how convenient is this? Bruh, we could just put this on our Apple Wallet and we're good. On the first level surface, I know the hackers are looking like, oh yeah, we about to be fucking some shit up. But then on a greater level surface, you gotta understand, this is a part of the plan. Y'all don't see that everything is becoming digital? I know what happens when everything becomes digital, right? For my people that's not sleep, tell me in the comments down below. It's not just one answer. It's just crazy to me how fast people give up control without asking a single question, bro.
Yep, it is.
They always spin it as convenience. It's just crazy to me, y'all. People been talking about this happening for years, bro. And the next thing is gonna be gone. You're gonna have something, boom.
This is so disturbing. So disturbing. I don't know if many of you are seeing these articles that are coming out about Italy investigating what they're calling sniper safaris. You know how you see pictures of rich people going to Africa to hunt lions and zebras and rhinos and giraffes and all of these different animals, and it's super messed up. Well, Italy is investigating that, and the 1990s, wealthy people from the US, the UK, France, Germany, Italy, Russia were flying to Bosnia, an active war zone, specifically Sarajevo, a besieged city, an active war zone, to hunt human beings.
Crazy.
Wealthy people were paying $90,000 and above to go hunt civilians for fun. And they were paying extra to hunt children. People flying from different countries to an active war zone to hunt human beings, human children. And it makes you wonder if this was going on in the 90s, and apparently there was a documentary that came out in 2022 called Sarajevo Safari. Like, if we're just now hearing about these things, like, it makes you wonder what's going on in the active war zones around the world. Like, it's so disturbing. Like, what the fuck?
You know, in Russia, I was looking into it. There's like, what's the deepest lake in Russia called?
Baikal.
They said there's aliens under there.
Aliens? A cave.
No, it's a lake.
Don't go to these dudes talking like that.
It's the deepest lake in the world. No,
Deepest lake in the world.
I'm an internet kid. I was on TikTok, bro.
Believe this shit.
You guys, Apple has just released a digital ID for identification and US passports. Here we go. Now, reports say they will be merging their biometric security with encrypted ID storage and plans to replace your physical IDs across airports, apps, and businesses. Why don't I like this? They also said this is going to be used at over 250 TSA checkpoints across domestic airports for identity verification. Now, remember I told you guys about one of the richest men on earth, Larry Ellison, who owns TikTok and Oracle, and who's a big fan of digital IDs? Well, it seems like one big master plan between all the big tech companies. You have Microsoft dealing with OpenAI, OpenAI dealing with NVIDIA, NVIDIA dealing with Oracle, xAI dealing with NVIDIA, and not to mention, OpenAI just did a $38 billion deal with Amazon for cloud storage. So the question is, what are they really planning? Well, I may have some answers. Could it be that they're following in the footsteps of China's Skynet, which is tied to digital IDs, a social credit score, and an AI surveillance system that they actually want to put on the moon? Skynet, huh? Why does this sound familiar? That's because it's the same name as the killer artificial intelligence in Terminator, Skynet. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. It's always in the movies. Make sure you guys go to my YouTube, Maverick Approach, where I do more breakdowns on this, but let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
There's something about pinning the LA fires onto this one dude that just doesn't make any sense. Okay, take a look at what they're saying.
The allegations in the affidavit are supported by digital evidence, including the defendant's ChatGPT prompt of a dystopian painting showing in part a burning forest and a crowd fleeing from it. The allegations are further supported by the defendant's cell phone, his false statements to law enforcement, and his behavior during the Lockman fire, which the defendant is charged with maliciously starting shortly after midnight on New Year's Day of this year, and which eventually became the Palisades fire.
ChatGPT proves it all, except there's just one problem. Why and how did the January 1st Lockman fire grow into the inferno that destroyed most of the Palisades almost a week later? Well, let me tell you. Starting on January 1st, the Lockman fire. That fire, that Mr. Jonathan Rinderknecht allegedly started, that fire was supposedly contained, according to this tweet posted by the LA Fire Department.
That fire was dead out.
But is that actually true? Because now we have these newly leaked text messages claiming that firefighters were ordered to leave the smoldering burn site. Quote, firefighters mopping up a small brush fire that authorities say reignited as the Palisades fire 5 days later were ordered to leave the original burn scene, even though they had complained the ground was still smoldering and rocks remain hot to the touch, according to firefighter text messages reviewed by the LA Times. In one text message, a firefighter who was at the scene on January 2nd wrote that the battalion chief had been told that it was a, quote, bad idea to leave the burn scar unprotected because of the visible signs of smoldering terrain, and the rest is history, the firefighter wrote in recent weeks. History, meaning multiple deaths, property damage and loss into the hundreds of billions of dollars, 164 to be exact based on a recent estimate. So the $164 billion question is, why were these firefighters ordered to leave? That we don't know for sure yet. But what I can point to are the many coincidences that have happened since those fires. First, since the Palisades fire, about 50% of the lots sold have been bought out by corporations. Governor Gavin Newsom has also approved this $101 million project to build quote-unquote low-income housing in the Palisades. LA Mayor Karen Bass also deleted, allegedly, a bunch of text messages pertaining to the city's lackluster wildfire response, for which she's now being sued.
Coincidence? You let me know.
Do you hear what Walmart's doing?
Dirty.
Dude,
No,
don't
what?
get me started.
Listen to this. Okay, so
He knows. 'Cause
You're
I
about
know.
to convert me into a non-Walmart person, and I've been Walmart ride or die for my whole life.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so Walmart really put in the muscle to make all these self-checkouts, you know?
Right.
So firing a ton of staff and stuff.
Saving so much money.
Yeah, and the whole idea is, right, is like you're going to save a lot of money because you don't have to hire staff. It's just self-checkout. They lost record
Robbing 'em.
amounts of money. Record amounts of money.
In theft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it was like last quarter was like 300 million
Yeah.
or something. Probably even more than that. But now they're coming out with it's called Walmart Plus. So basically you pay $98 a year in order to be able to use the self-checkout.
They think they're Amazon. Like,
What
what do they do? That's not
is
gonna work.
going on?
We're paying you to work for you?
Yeah.
That is
That
the
makes no sense.
dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
So like here's an idea because they can't just like get rid of it,
The investment they've put in it.
the
yeah.
investment, but also
Yo, today
I mean, think about how many people I've done it. I'm sure you've done it. Like you're walking out and you're like, oh, damn, I forgot to scan this. I forgot to scan the water on the very bottom. I forgot to scan this can. Like that adds up because you know that's happening all day, every day on the minute. So many people in Walmart constantly. You know that's happening all day. But I don't have Walmart Plus, but I heard that Walmart Plus is better than Amazon because it's cheaper and everything they got on Walmart Plus they have at at Amazon, and you can get like free grocery deliveries and whatnot. But I didn't know you can use that scan and go with Walmart Plus. That's Mama Bear has it. We use it a lot, but that scan and go, it's always empty because I always thought it was for the Spark drivers only.
thousands more documents from the Epstein estate as part of their congressional probe. And let me tell
Here we
you,
go. Buckle
it
up.
is spicy. Let me just give you the highlights real quick. First off, Epstein alleged that Hillary Clinton had an affair with former White House counsel Vince Foster. Now, Foster, back in 1993. Also, interestingly, Epstein, in an email to the Duke, claimed that Clinton had never been to his island. He did send an email to Peter Thiel in 2014 saying, quote, "That was fun. See you in 3 weeks." I wonder what that was all about. And then there were a bunch of emails and documents that DropSite News analyzed that basically proved that Epstein was indeed working on behalf of Israel as a possible intelligence asset. Then there are the Trump-Epstein bombshells. This is Epstein to Kathy Remler, who was Obama's chief counsel, and he says, quote, "You see, I know how dirty Donald is." This one to Thomas Landon of the New York Times, quote, "Would you like a photo of Donald and the girls in bikinis in my kitchen?" This is an unnamed redacted individual writing to Jeffrey Epstein, quote, "I'm at the door, but I will wait for my time. I don't want to come in early to find Trump in your house." This one is from another Times reporter named Michael Wolff to Jeffrey Epstein, where he basically tries to convince Epstein to turn on Trump. He says, quote, "I think you should let him hang himself." Interesting word choice there. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, then that gives you valuable PR and political currency. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you, or if it really looks like he could win, you could save him generating debt. Here is another attempt, quote, "There is an opportunity to come forward this week and talk about Trump in such a way that could garner you great sympathy and help him finish him. Interested?" Honestly, this is kind of a disturbing insight to how the media works. They're basically willing to let the pedo go so they can politically take down Trump. But interestingly, in this email from Ghislaine Maxwell to Jeffrey Epstein back in 2011, she says, quote, "I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Virginia, she spent hours at my house with him, and he has never once been mentioned," which kind of implies that Trump is innocent. But of course, that didn't stop Trump from going on a mad tweet storm today in which he wrote that the Democrats are using the Jeffrey Epstein hoax to try to deflect from their massive failures, in particular the most recent one, the shutdown.
I mean, obviously that's what they're doing. There's no coincidence they dropped these the day they opened the government, right? I mean, if you don't see that, but we got some more emails coming up, y'all.
It's not fucking around, huh? They really dropped that information on your boy. Shall I say we surprised? I know I'm not surprised. Are y'all? Come on, man. That's just the tip of the iceberg, y'all. It's way deeper than this. That man Epstein wrote, "The dog has embarked," and he was talking about Trump. So basically, is he trying to say he knew about the girls and just didn't say anything? This would get wild to me because these emails been sitting there since 2019. Didn't the FBI and shit go over all these files? Y'all mean to tell me y'all didn't see these files? Y'all didn't see nothing like this? Either they sloppy or they're compromised. It's just so much to unpack. Y'all remember they try to say that Trump was an informant. So if he was an informant in that situation, he would have told, right? Y'all, shit about to get dark. I'm telling y'all. Stay tuned.
I need to share with you what I've seen people have found so far regarding the Epstein emails, because they are not even 3 days old as of this recording, and it is insane. Epstein saying, "I have met some very bad people, none as bad as Trump, not one decent cell in his body." The Kremlin disguising a $100 million real estate deal with Epstein to manipulate Trump. Epstein talking mortgage fraud regarding Trump's Mar-a-Lago. Epstein repeatedly mocking Trump as well as Alan Dershowitz. Epstein meeting with Trump and Prince Andrew in 2019 during his presidency. Deepak Chopra telling Epstein he felt connected to Woody Allen. Qatar. Epstein suggesting a war council to help Trump with legal problems in New York, making fun of Trump again. Epstein hanging at Trump Tower in 2016. Epstein teaching Russians and Putin specifically how to manipulate Trump. Epstein talking to Peter Thiel. Epstein openly saying Trump was at his house with a victim for hours. Also openly saying that Trump knows about the girls. One of Epstein's clients saying that they don't want to run into Trump at Epstein's house, so they're going to wait outside until he's done. Epstein having Thanksgiving with Trump during his first presidency. New York Times journalist working around Epstein. They had sat on evidence that Epstein tried to offer them regarding Trump. Michael Wolff strategizing with Epstein on how to capitalize on Trump's antics regarding this. Former Secretary of Treasury emailing Epstein like they're buddies, and the U.S. Special Envoy to Syria, Tom Barak, emailing from Epstein. If this is only days into the release of these tens of thousands of emails, what else is in here, and what are in the files?
I mean, it doesn't seem too, from that, I mean, incriminating. Like, is there proof? You can say whatever you want, but there's got to be proof, right? But the thing that's sketchy is the fact that the FBI, Kash Patel, before he got in there, was saying, "We're going to get to the bottom of this. Why aren't they releasing it? They're scared of this." And then when he gets in, he's like, "There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Trump, we're still talking about that guy. Why are we still talking about that guy?" At the end of him opening the government, they ask him questions. He's like, "We're going to take questions now." They ask him that. "Y'all have a good day." That's what's fishy. That's what's fishy, right? Because from what that was saying to me, I mean, we all know they're freaking weirdos, right? You guys know Trump's a weirdo too. They're all weirdos. Why do you think he's a billionaire? Why do you think he was sitting next to Oprah and all that back in the day, right? They're all freaking weirdos, right? Birds of a feather flock together. But the fact that they're hiding everything and trying to bash it, that's what's fishy. When that's what he ran on, we're going to release. Like, why would you run on releasing these things and then when you get in the office, you backpedal? That's what's weird, y'all.
Carlson just claimed that the United States government is making deals with demons. He stated that what we call aliens in UFO activity is actually angels and demons, and that someone in the United States government has basically made a deal with the devil. He stated that this deal was made during the nuclear arms race for technology that has changed mankind forever. He stated that our knowledge of nuclear arms technology came basically to us overnight, and it wasn't humans that discovered it, but instead we traded for it. And the question shouldn't be is why they gave it to us, but what we traded in return.
Do you think the three-eye atlas is not only a real thing, but it's extraterrestrial and we're going to get reveal of ETs?
Yeah, so there's an extraterrestrial component on it. I did see it in my remote viewing. And it was interesting because what were we talking about? How there was a signal. Was it in the 70s?
Yeah, 1977, there was a radio signal from Three-Eye Atlas, and they said that it was signaling to them.
But there was a specific length of the signal. The signal's length equaled to Anu's number.
Really?
You know who else is connected to him? It's Trump.
How so?
So when I have remote viewed him, Trump is no longer Trump. Something embodying him, and it was a reptilian. This thing was pretty massive. There was underground tunnels under his house, and I saw whatever this thing was is under there.
Right.
I think it's Anu who's coming in and now playing the part of Trump and being positioned for this arrival. We are going to have many arrivals. I mean, humanity is at a point where we can handle these bigger events because it is really time that we understand how we got here, what we're connected to, and essentially where we're going, right? In the golden age, that is all Anunnaki.
Right.
Gold. That's their biggest prize.
So do you think this is going to happen in our lifetime?
Oh, yes. Well, and it's not just the Anunnaki, right? But they have seeded other life in other systems and they have disrupted other systems. There are many people who are alive who have other versions of themselves in these Anunnaki systems. So when you awaken in this life, in this body, you help the other versions of yourself become unstuck.
Project Stargate and Project Sunstreak, those projects have psychics and remote viewers. This is all documented.
It's all documented.
So it's not like some fairy tale. The CIA has been using this for a long time. This is how they found the Ark of the Covenant, through remote viewing, psychic soldiers. The fact that you're disclosing all this, I like to give reference to those things because people are like, oh yeah, it's bullshit. Nah, you think that the government's gonna waste their time and money and energy doing all this stuff, creating all these programs, finding items, remote viewing, seeing things, going to different timelines. The CIA we were talking about hemisync. They used these frequencies to pair your left hemisphere with your right hemisphere, which shows how our reality is constructed. And they confirmed that our reality is nothing but a supercomputer. It's all a projection hologram. It's all energy based. And people can even go to sleep and type it into Spotify. There's hemisync frequencies like meditation. It's, all these things layered. I say all that to say that this is all documented and these methods actually exist.
The truth about the viral 6-7 chant is finally getting exposed, and the origins of this chant is even more darker and evil than you can imagine, okay? And what makes this even worse is that the rapper who created this chant set his mind to target children, and so by doing that, he placed a popular kid jingle into this song to lure them in, okay? I want to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I have a ton of videos to show you, and by the end of this video, it will all make sense, okay? Let's hop into this video, watch it, and react to it. Before we do me a quick favor. Hit that like button for the algorithm so that this video can reach more people like yourself. I truly appreciate you guys. Let's hop in.
6-7 is demonic.
No, that means nothing.
6-7, a meme kids can't get enough of and teachers can't get away from.
We are not saying the word 6-7 anymore.
Some schools even banning the phrase in classrooms.
You are no longer allowed to say, what number do you think I'm going to say?
6-7. All day, every day.
The trend took off a few months ago, but has re-intensified with school back in session. Thought to originate from a rap song by Skrilla. Experts we spoke to say the numbers really don't mean anything.
It's like slang to make parents be like, what does that mean?
6-7 is a demonic chant that you guys have your kids involved with, and if your kids are doing it, you need to stop them right now. This is Skrilla. This guy's the reason your kids are saying 6-7 from a song he made called Doot Doot. Skrilla is into demonic worship. He is a santero. He's into Palo Mayumbe. And the Doot Doot or 6-7 song is literally a chant and summoning the spirits that he operates in.
I'm a santo. I do Palo. I'm a santo. What's that mean exactly? All that sacrificing goats and not just for that's real life. You sacrifice a goat. Sacrifice goats, chickens, mice. I do for certain shit though. I'm not allowed to explain it. I take y'all in my godfather crib so he can show y'all something with my religion. Yeah.
Follow me. Starts off with Elegua, which is the path opener, Ogun, Ochosi, Shango, Aigayu, Ochun.
Yeah, you can put bad spirits on people too. You can put a person's name and their birthday and shit. inside the, you could put them inside the Agoon pot. Sending Agoon like metal, like they get shot, stabbed, something can happen to him.
So it would be something in metal that would... I heard it from him. He's in Santeria. He worships demons and he summons demons into people to harm people. In specific, he worships Ogun and Yemeya, which number 6 is Ogun in the song, and number 7 in Santeria represents Yemeya, which is exactly what he is saying in the songs, and now your kids are chanting it. It's a reason he used the baby shark theme. There's a reason that your kids feel addicted and like they can't stop saying 6-7, and in the songs, it's nothing but pills, drugs, and addiction. Jesus Christ could save witches and people out of witchcraft, and I pray that Skrilla gets radically saved from witchcraft and Santeria in Jesus' name, like many people are coming out of that false religion.
Okay, so Skrilla is in this.
You know what's crazy is the reason why all these young ones are saying that is because the powers that be want them saying that. That's what's crazy. Like all these songs that go viral on TikTok, just like in the back in the day on when radio ran music, right? These artists had to pay the radio stations, the record labels paid the radio stations to spin their songs. Just like on TikTok now. Now it's on TikTok. They pay these creators to make a dance using their song so that their song can go viral. Like it's very rare that something like that viral, like a song, is organic, if ever. But I can see that this 6-7 thing, you know, there's a reason why TikTok and all these is pushing it out, right? That's the base, that's the origin. But now all the kids are saying, like everyone's saying it, y'all. They're saying it at football games, they're saying it basketball when they score a 3-pointer. You know, they're saying teachers are saying it to their kids, right? While they're teaching. You know what I mean? Now I think their intentions are good, but the root of it all is what's not good. So it's not organic that it just magically blew up and the whole world's saying that, right? It's by design.
Sat inside the torso, each controlling an arm, and with their free hands, they moved his head and tongue. Inside, a tiny monitor showed them the other actors, allowing them to interact. A third man inside the tail made it wiggle, and another would lay beneath them, using a set of bellows to make Jabba's chest rise and fall. They also pulled strings to move the mouth. Finally, a radio operator controlled Jabba's eyes, adjusting pupil dilation, direction, and blinking. And between takes, a crew constantly rubbed gel across Jabba's body to keep him looking slimy and gross.
Has anybody wondered why they're really getting rid of pennies all of a sudden? Hear me out for a second. Everyone laughs it off like nobody uses pennies anyway, right? That's the trick. They strip away the smallest thing that you think has any value. And what comes next? They keep taking and keep taking to create a digital society. Just like the old story of the frog in boiling water. If you drop a frog in boiling water, what happens? It jumps right out. But if you boil it slowly, it'll stay there and die. This is how you boil a society without it realizing that it's in hot water.
Guys, listen, these aurora lights being seen everywhere like they are is not just a normal thing. They are being seen in places that should never see them. Places like Texas, Arizona, Florida, Mexico, Spain, Italy, Africa, and even parts of Australia. Scientists are openly saying that the Earth's magnetic field is weakening and diminishing. And when you understand what that field actually does, this becomes even more intense because the magnetic field shields our planet from cosmic energy and helps hold our physical reality together. When it weakens, more energy reaches the atmosphere. That part is scientifically accurate. And spiritually, many believe the veil between dimensions becomes thinner when the field that normally shields our world starts to fade. And I'm not saying that the veil is gone, but it's definitely thinning. What we are witnessing looks exactly like what happens when that boundary starts to weaken. And the Bible actually talks about moments just like this. In Ezekiel chapter 1, he describes a sky filled with glowing rainbow colors and fire moving inside of fire. right before he sees into the spiritual realm. Luke chapter 2 says the shepherds saw a radiant light fill the sky before the angels appeared and announced the birth of Jesus. And Paul saw a blinding light from above before he heard the voice of Jesus speak to him. In scripture, unusual lights in the heavens are always connected to the spiritual world breaking through. And now we are seeing the same lights in the sky all over the world in places that never see them. These colors only appear when the atmosphere is being hit with levels of energy that normally never reach us. Scientists can explain the solar activity. That part is real, but spiritually it still lines up perfectly with what the Bible says happens when the heavens begin to respond and the veil grows thin. So keep paying attention. These are signs of the times, and none of it was ever meant to scare anyone, but to prepare us and to keep spreading the word of God. So keep your eyes on him. I love y'all.
Does this look like a woman to you?
No, I've always thought that.
Hey, the noses match up.
What the heck?
In 1797, there's a guy who did a painting of Lucifer summoning the fallen angels. But if you look at all the different religions of the ancient world and compare their deities, you get Ishtar. Look at this statue of Ishtar.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it has the same kind of spikes.
Oh, weird.
Like, it makes you wonder about the roots of it, the history of it.
Similarities are very weird.
It is weird that it looks exactly like that Lucifer painting and has like the 7 things. And then there's that weird verse in Revelation. It says, then one of the 7 angels who had 7 bowls came up and said to me, come, I will show you the judgment of the great prostitute who is seated on many waters. You can't call America like what they're talking about, but if we have been seduced by these secret societies who are worshiping the same great prostitute that the ancient Romans were, instead of looking at it as one nation, you could look at it as the evil force that has been ruling all of these different nations throughout history.
I buy into that.
Just a very unresearched, don't base your life on that.
So Birdman is funny, right? So Birdman takes me to the MTV Awards. I had been to the BET Awards a few times, but he takes me to the MTV Award. And I see Erykah Badu. Man, and when I tell you Erykah Badu was thick as fuck, you know, respect to Doc, DLC, and Andre, but man, Erykah Badu, the thickest motherfucker in the world. This before the video came out where the ass was out and all that. You niggas didn't really know Erykah Badu was this thick. Motherfucker saying that she thick. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker thick. So I'm like, shit, I'm finna bust her. I'm finna get her. Feel me? Like, I'm me. Like, Doc had her, Andre had her. So I for sure could have her. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm telling Birdman, I'm like, man, look how thick Erykah Badu. He's like, yeah, she thick. She cold. I'm like, yeah, I'm finna go get her. So I start to get up. That nigga grabbed my shoulder. He's like, hey, man, don't do that. I'm like, why not? You don't think I could have her, nigga? You sound crazy. I could get her. I got up. He's like, nah, he grabbed me again. He's like, man, she like a witch or something, man. Feel me? She on some shit. And I remember looking like, man, you tripping, nigga. I'm laughing. Ah, you crazy. I looked in his face and it did not look like it was no joke. It looked like he was serious. Like she had some powers.
What you're saying is that we're going to get disclosure. There's reptilians. There's, these people who are in power. It reminds me of the movie They Live.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to say that.
Have you seen the V series?
No.
Oh, that came out, I think, in the 70s or 80s, but it's all about reptilians coming to Earth and they look human-like, but they're not.
Yeah.
And they embed themselves in human society.
We love movies like he's seen They Live as well.
They Live
so
is good. We may have some classes like that one day.
Well, they already have.
They do.
Are they?
Back in Vietnam, they had this dye called Decillion, where these soldiers were putting this dye on their night vision goggles. And what happened was they saw these demons and these monsters flying around, and they were shooting at it, and they were actually shooting each other down because it was friendly fire, because they were seeing things that weren't there in our reality. But when you put the glasses on, you can see them. Kind of like Stranger Things.
Oh, that was
the Upside Down. It's all the
always in the movies.
Right? So that dye, they banned it because you could see through another dimension.
Visible spectrum. How much do we see on the visible spectrum? It's
like
tiny,
2%.
like a splinter of what we coexist within. And
right. So all these things are well documented, and what we think is make believe. That's why they always put it in the movies like They Live, put the glasses on, you can see things. And in that movie, which is crazy, they reference 2025. So they go to the headquarters of these aliens. The guys are overhearing, like the overlord, he goes, by the year 2025, we're not only going to take over America, but we're going to take over the world.
Wait, that's in the movie?
That's in the movie. 2025. He says the year 2025.
This is the funniest thing I have seen in a really long time. In case you missed it, this is Erica Kirk, and she is hugging Jason Aldean because Jason Aldean and Brittany Aldean were giving Erica Kirk an award for Charlie's legacy at the Patriot Awards.
Oh, give me a break. Give me a break.
The way that she looks
Patriot
at her,
Awards.
because Erica Kirk holds on to Jason Aldean for way too long. This all is just the most wild behavior I have ever freaking seen. To be in the headlines for hugging two different men publicly for a really long time in a super intimate way, like months after you very publicly lose your husband, is bonkers. And this is the look of a woman who knows exactly what she's doing and is watching it happen right in front of her damn face with her own husband. Cause girl looks like she's on the hunt for a new one.
Bro, you can't make this shit up. She's using eye drops before she goes on stage. I told y'all this whole thing is fake. And who is taking the camera? I mean, who's recording this? This whole thing is a psyop. It's all staged. They wanted you to see that clearly, or it wouldn't have been on camera. This is crazy.
Tell us. What do you guys think of this?
It's water! Oh my god, it's water!
That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be crazy? How crazy would that be, y'all? The damn shark fin up there? Like, think about how crazy that would be. We're living underwater. In a dome, underwater, under the ocean. We're on the ocean floor right now. How crazy would that be?
Certain concerts like Travis Scott.
Yeah.
They went through this portal looking thing. Literally people died. Children, young people died. They lost their lives. And guys, I write about that in my book about Hollywood. Whether people want to believe it or not, and I think it's a conspiracy thing, there are people that are doing things and having to do certain horrific things I don't even want to go into so they can climb a ladder. It gains them power in this world.
Let me just break this down very simply. Any normal person who accidentally unalive 10 people, they probably struggle to live with themselves. Just Google said artist. Let's have a look if they look like what happens bothering them, and it'll just give you the answer that these people that everyone idolizes, do not give a shit about their fans. Stop worshipping false idols. The entertainment industry, they're all minions to the devil's domain. Wake up.
I think Michael Jackson was murdered for the catalog. Yeah. And I think, look, when you're paying a doctor $100,000 a month, you don't know what he's doing. And your talent is looking the way that he's looking and acting the way that he's acting. You know, you don't think it's a risk? And look, Randy Phillips, who was the president of AEG, I've done a lot of business with over the years. And he was also Prince's manager. You know what I mean? And when I was watching him on the stand talk about it, he's one of those old school guys, just give the freaking artist whatever they want to get the gig done.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? You want an 8-ball? Here's an 8-ball, kid. You know what I mean? Like, but to hire a doctor that was a cardiologist that wasn't even in entertainment, you had to know he was a drug dealer. So, I mean, you can play naive all you want, but the guy was taking propofol to go to sleep. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
some strong stuff.
Sleep.
There are about 35 nations that have already agreed to expose their top secret files on these UFOs or UAPs. This is real. These are real. See, the enemy doesn't want us to think about the prospect of us or there being something in the world more powerful than them. They want you to see the F-52 bomber and the jet moving at the speed of sound, and see the Air Force and the Russian military and think that they're the all-powerful. But the minute that we are made to know that there's a power in this world from God that's real, with real machines that will trump their power, then we begin to see them in a different light. I'll just say this. It'd be good for the viewers to get the book Message to the Black Man and crack open and go to page 290 and start reading about the wheel and the dynamics of how it came into existence. Do you know that in 1993, the FEMA has in their fire manual a section of chapter 13 dealing with how to respond as a fire official to a UFO?
There's something so metal about looking at satellite imagery of Las Vegas, and it fills me with like this existential dread when I look at the drop off between the desert and the mountains and then homes. When you look at it at night, you'd think, oh, this is waterfront property. It's just complete darkness and then this edge. It is the access point to the desert, and it is truly an urban island in the most like abrupt way.
Yeah,
So
it is an
Las Vegas
island.
like sits in a bowl. It's in this valley, a basin that's about 600 square miles, and these natural barriers of the mountains around it kind of control the population. There's no gradual transition from urban to rural. It just stops. Like, look at this. Imagine being that corner home right there. It's probably so magnificent during the day. You get this mountain view, but then at night it's just
Darkness.
emptiness. You might as well be in space or like at the bottom of the ocean. But like, it's not just Vegas. Zoom out and the entire state is essentially empty of people. It's the most urbanized state, meaning that
Theorists, reptilians have been trying to infiltrate positions of high power, and now, thanks to cameras, their infiltration can no longer stay hidden. This theory grew even stronger when something strange happened during a meeting between Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and King Salman of Saudi Arabia. The king's hand began to elongate unnaturally. It's not normal for human hands to stretch like that, and if you think it was just a camera glitch, look again, because everything else in the video appeared perfectly normal. So, could he really be one of the video? Queen Elizabeth was seen with one completely black eye. Viewers were unsettled by the mark, but for those who knew the theory of soul scalping, it made sense to them in the most terrifying way. The theory claimed that reptilians were trying to gain power over humans, slowly taking control of their bodies and minds to use them as vessels. The black eye was believed to be the sign of that takeover. The theory grew stronger when more famous figures appeared.
Artists that refused to sell their soul and may have costed them the rest of their career. Part 2, Tory Lanez. He has made a massive name for himself in the hip-hop industry, but listen to this verse in one of his songs. The reason why I say his career may be coming to an end is because he just started serving a 10-year sentence in prison. And I'm not saying he's in prison because of that song. It's because of his case with Megan Thee Stallion, obviously, but listen to what his father said outside of the courthouse.
I'm telling you, this court system is not for justice. It's about wins and losses, and they do dirty to do whatever they can. Jay-Z, let me speak to you. He has kids. Rock Nation, because my son refused to sign a Rock Nation deal with you.
Like, how dirty is that? Y'all, I saw an interview, or did I see it on TikTok? I've been looking for it, but I forgot who was doing the interview. But they were saying how they were having a meeting, and I brought this up before. They were having a meeting to unionize like hip hop, right? All the top executives, like the dude in Houston, Jay Prince. There was a few like heavy hitters, right? In the industry, Suge Knight, Jermaine Dupri, all the big dogs that ran their certain, section, like Atlanta, Houston, LA. And he said on the interview that the CIA or the government, FBI, somebody came in and shut that down. I remember who said it now. It was a dude from Murder Inc. They shut it down. But what he didn't say is, I saw another interview a long time ago that I cannot find no more, of a guy saying that Jay-Z and P. Diddy like ratted them out to the FBI or CIA, whoever shut them down, ratted them out. And then you look at everybody in that, that were in that meeting, they're kind of, I mean, they're still rich and powerful, but they're not like Jay-Z and what Diddy was, right? But those are the two that took off, and everybody else kind of just stayed plateau. Like they kind of just fell out of the limelight. But that's how greedy Jay-Z is. He wants it all. He doesn't want to help nobody. If you don't sign with us, you're going to prison, because that, I guess he shot Meg the Stallion in the foot or something, but a lot of false evidence with that, y'all. But yeah, that's crazy. That sucks.
Ladies and gentlemen, he flew 1,200 miles with the wind in his back into the inside of this planet. Not a molten core, far from it. Continental shells bigger than on the surface, seas that were equal to ours, and he took 300 photographs and brought them back, and I tried to see them, and Franklin Birch, who was at the National Archives, would not let me in. Oh, I got in the cage, but I couldn't look at anything. Caldwell found those records and read them in 1940, and he took his round-wing plane in and went right through the Earth and came out at the South Pole in a 125-mile opening there. That's one thing he did. I told you that was 1940. That was a great accomplishment of the round-wing plane at that point. We hadn't had to fight a war. We hadn't had to do anything. 1952, I hesitate to tell you. I've had 3 attempts on my life, and I don't know if I'll walk away from this meeting if I say any more. I've had the needle, I've been poisoned, and I've had people sent to kill me.
Have you ever seen the movie I Am Legend?
No. Well, I know what it is, but I never watched it.
Will Smith is the last person in New York. New York got quarantined. He's a doctor trying to find a cure. That's why he stayed behind.
And isn't there like alien looking motherfucker?
Zombie / vampire kind of mix hybrid, because they can't be in the sunlight.
Okay.
And this whole time, since he's alone, he's kind of going insane, and the director was trying to show the audience that he was going crazy. So throughout like the whole like city, he would put mannequins in like different parts of the city, and he would interact with them if they were real people.
Hey, morning Marge, morning Fred.
Fred,
you guys go here so early. I'll see you guys inside. Morning Hank. Midway through the G's. Hey, who's the girl? Never mind. Hey, I'll see you in the morning.
Remember how I told you, remember the Fred doll?
Yeah.
The Fred doll apparently moved by itself.
Imagine how creepy that would be if you were out there all by yourself.
That's just in his head.
So we're seeing what he sees.
Yeah.
What the hell are you? No! 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 If you're real, you better tell me right now!
The audience knows that zombies put the front mannequin there, but he's actually going crazy and he thinks that it's actually moving, but it didn't move.
They're still on us! Faster! Listen! Oh my god, look at that! Hold on! Stay right there! She almost grabbed it! Go! 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 Throttle wide! Now! Hang on back there! Throttle wide! They're still coming! They're falling behind! Keep it up! Don't let up!
Pancake is to have the consistency of young human flesh.
It's spongy, it has life to it.
You were the guy with brightly colored undergarments, and you got soft human flesh in front of you. You're in a weird place.
I'm looking forward to this. This is really, really going to be a great pancake.
I didn't know he was the devil. I just thought he was some big motherfucker at first. So he telling me like, yeah, you ready to shot you? So I'm just like, man, they keep asking me this shit. I already told y'all, yeah, like, you feel me? Like, so he like, all right. He said, I'm gonna make sure you can do it this time. I'm gonna give you something to help you. So I'm like, I guess he know what I feel. Motherfucker, like, so he like, I'm gonna help you. He was like, but hold on, I gotta take first, and I'm gonna take you over there, and I'm gonna teach you how to do it. This nigga pulled out like a briefcase, like it was crazy as fuck. He whipped out a briefcase. and the motherfucking little syringe and shit, like little doctor shit in the motherfucker, like sharp shit. So I'm literally looking in the back seat, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this shit is crazy, you feel me? So the nigga, like, looking at the shit, putting shit together and shit, like, he like, hold on, I gotta do my shit first, you feel me? Then he took, like, some sharp-ass syringe type shit and stuck it in his chest, like, ugh. Then he was like, ugh. Then he turned around and looked at me. When he did that, my whole body was like, and nigga, he was just staring at me the whole time. My whole body was just shaking, and I could not move the whole time thinking, get out the car. I'm like, nigga, I'm trying to get out the car and everything. My whole body just stuck, and he just staring at me like, he had like a smirk on his face, and I'm like, bro, I was just like, nigga, get me out of this. I prayed to God and everything, like, God, get me up out of this shit. After that, I didn't have no more dreams like that, and I woke up, and that's the actual hospital and shit. So I was like, fuck that shit, nigga.
The underwear line, like the Merkins, where did that come from?
The Merkins. That was just a fun idea that I had. There was a shoot and someone wanted to like have hair down there once, and I was like, couldn't this just be easy and have it on a thong? And so we made that happen. I had no idea that it would be
sold out.
A reaction and would sell out in a few minutes.
Тяни, тяни! Держи ее, не отпускай! Да она вырывается, смотри. Чёртова! Держи ее за голову! Осторожно, зубы! На месте, гадина! Крепче, крепче, я вяжу!
Dogs barking is a government experiment to terrorize people in poverty. Check this out.
Do y'all hear the dog?
There's a dog barking in the background.
One time, 2 weeks ago, I was like stoned, and I woke up at 2 in the morning, still stoned, and I heard that dog barking. And the way it barking, it just sounded exactly the same pitch every time, like. And I got really freaked out because I started to feel like, what if the dog barking is a government experiment and it's really just someone playing a dog barking over a loudspeaker?
Almost like it's pre-recorded.
Like terrorizing low-income neighborhoods so that we can't have peace. Like, this is literally how I was thinking.
It's not that far-fetched of a theory.
And I swear, I bet you that is real. In some way.
It's like the movie They Clone Tyrone. Check it out.
Robot. That's not a real dog. It's kind of like how in San Francisco, some businesses will play classical music super loud over the speakers outside of their business so that homeless people won't loiter and, hang out or sleep. And of course, a lot of homeless people will still stay out there and still sleep anyways, despite the music, but
stay weird, y'all.
It creeped me out thinking that, like, wow, like,
funny.
This could all be a experiment.
Wow, they are sending a group called the Night Flyer, Murciélago, to Mexico, to Michoacán. After the people of Mexico asked for it, they are sending the Murciélago, and these guys don't go there to talk. They don't send these guys anywhere because when they send them, they go for one thing and one thing only. They're filling up caskets. That's what they do. The people of Mexico have been asking for it. And these guys work at night. They infiltrate in low visibility environment. Once they're done, it's like they were never there and the bodies are just piled up. There was one instance where over 100 were found after these guys were called in, and their training is rigorous. Parachuting, amphibious operations, jungle operations, urban combat, desert operations, survival under distress, you name it. They have done it. They are prepared for it. This is what the people of Mexico asked for. This is what they wanted. This is
damn time.
And don't complain now because they're there.
Britney Spears was on the Bush payroll to basically create diversions and pull attention away from Bush's presidential corruption and scandal controversies. It begins in 2002. Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake break up. That same year, Britney was actually seen canoodling with a man named Karl Rove, who was a senior Bush administrator. People wonder whether that canoodle is where this connection was made, or maybe it was his idea. And like, again, part of this conspiracy theory is that Britney might have no idea that she was selected for this. So in 2004, the Bush administration blew the cover of a CIA agent named Valeria Plame. And all this was going down. It was causing a lot of bad press. A week before the hearing over this scandal went down, Britney married her childhood friend, Jason Alexander. Now, what's so fascinating about this Las Vegas wedding is the annulment that happened 50 hours later. Right? It created this huge stir, but it ended up meaning nothing. 2 years later, Bush's approval rating was at an all-time low. And this was really bad because there were midterm elections coming up. And suddenly, no one was talking about Bush because Britney Spears was seen driving in Malibu with her infant son on her lap. This basically completely overshadowed that Bush's approval rating was so low. Suddenly, instead, the nation was debating lap infant protocol. Then, November 6, 2006, the day before the midterm election, Britney Spears announced her split from Kevin Federline. February of 2007, Bush announces the reformation of Al-Qaeda. That same night, Britney snuck out of rehab, shaved her head, and attacked a paparazzi vehicle with an umbrella. No one was talking about Al-Qaeda.
Everybody was talking about Britney for the next year.
Then, March 14th, 2007, Attorney General Alberto Gonzales admits that mistakes were made in the firing of 8 U.S. attorneys who didn't seem loyal enough to Bush. That same day, a story is leaked about Britney's rehab romance. Around 2008 is when Britney is essentially silenced. Bush was not going to be president anymore, and people suspect that she was no longer needed as a scapegoat.
They want you to look up. We now have celebrities telling us that the sun is not normal all of a sudden. Videos starting to go viral again of crazy noises in the sky. And then remember what Tucker just did? Yeah, Amazon now has a special on it, and the news is talking about it. Remember right when Tucker posted that video about those things? I was like, why they want us paying attention to the sky? And also not relevant at all. It's time for nice blue skies. Why? So first, this was posted by Grant Cardone's brother. Big money, you know. Check it out.
If you think this is normal, then, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I can't even look close to the sun. Unbelievable. This is not magnified any. You want to see magnified? There you go.
Now just watch as the billions of people who called us crazy are now telling us there's something wrong in the sky with the sun. And right after Tucker Carlson did his video on this, like clockwork, we have the news covering it and Amazon making movies about it. Are you serious? Yeah, put your thinking cap on for 1 second. You know how long it takes to make a documentary? Of course, completely unrelated from Tucker. I mean, wow, the coincidence on how they both did that at the same exact time, right? I truly wonder what they want us paying attention to in the sky. By the way, completely irrelevant, we have this Dr. Abby coming out constantly on the news saying that this thing is absolutely an alien spaceship through Atlas. Members of Congress saying the same thing, and now the terrified Florida residents because the crazy banging in the sky.
So we all just got woken up to some disturbing sound all through the whole area. I just called 911 and they said they've gotten like over 50 calls.
That was in Sedona.
That's wild, right? Oh, completely irrelevant. You remember all the solar storms that we just had? It's crazy how so many people will not believe something until the news says it.
When were you bitten?
That's true.
1897. That was the night that my life came to an end, but not my existence.
These freaking people.
This is the site of the most brutal battle between mortals and vampires. Alcatraz is by far the most haunted spot in the entire city. Everybody loves to get scared. We don't exactly make a quiet entrance. They think if they wear garlic around a vampire, they're going to be protected. It's a spice.
So, we are missing the whole point. What's this?
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list?
And that's the same person. Now watch this in 2025.
I've said it, Dan Bongino said it, we've reviewed all the information, and the American public is going to get as much as we can release. He killed himself.
He killed himself. And what's this body language? He knew that he's fucked up. He knew he's chopped. And you all have to tell me that how this guy went from this. Like now he's here looking very, very good. But look at him. The eyes without soul. It looks like soulless eyes. Tell me what you all think of that. How this person goes from that pic to here. Let me show you both of these pictures side by side. This is the person before and this is the person now. How is that possible? Look at both of these faces. It's totally changed. It's always the eyes. Eyes never lies. Why is that? Tell me your thoughts and don't forget to share because many more to come. And I don't know if Trump is guilty or not, but I want your thoughts.
In that 1995 meeting in Beverly Hills in the home of Clyde Davis, who was responsible for the murder of Whitney Houston, I said it. His days are numbered. And there were rappers there from all over the country. They were invited to the home of Clyde Davis, along with members of the CIA, FBI, which they didn't understand why the government was there, including many directors and CEOs of the private prisons throughout the United States was at that meeting in the mansion of Clyde Davis. And they were telling these rappers, you need to create songs talking about killing police, calling black women bees and hoes. You need to get more nasty so we can fill our prisons that we're building. Okay.
I heard that too.
You know what's crazy during that time? I can recall when that gangster music came into play.
That's it.
And how they, you know, I don't know if the guys rapping it really knew, but they created the atmosphere.
Yes.
But it went from, I remember guys wanting to wear like the African chains around their neck
Yes.
and dancing and the haircuts, flat tops, Kid and Play,
Flat top, yeah.
Kwame, to the really thugged out and
Yes.
just the gang stuff. And I can recall going into like liquor stores or different places and all they had was blue and red rags.
Right.
It was just like that stuff was on programmed.
You told us about when you was a kid, when you used to see demons. Tell me about that.
Hell yeah, I
Tell me
used
about
to
that.
see demons, gang.
Tell me about that.
Shit. But guess that's what it was, a little pale ass little woman, but she had on like black hair. She had like
Speak up.
She had on black hair, you know what I'm saying? Her hair was black, she had on like a little black dress, she had this little hat on or whatever. But she was chasing me and my sister all over the house, but you know what I'm saying? My sister had this baby doll, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we running through the house looking for our mama, but our mama was next door.
Right.
So this little witch chasing us around or whatever, we run upstairs, run downstairs. My sister crying, I picked up this little her baby doll.
Right.
And I swacked that motherfucker with it. And
Did it hit it and go through it?
It hit it.
So it was a physical. This motherfucker was like in the physical.
Yes.
It vibrated to the physical.
Yes.
So what happened after that?
When I hit it, it flew back. And then that motherfucker ran through the closet.
So it was a scary ass witch.
It went through the wall? It went through the wall.
Hold up. So you hit it. You hit his
When
skin.
I hit it.
So you hit his skin, but then it ran through the wall.
Facts. Ooh, nigga, the doll was broke.
So he broke the doll, hit it.
Broke the doll, hitting it. And when I hit it, the little motherfucker fell. And when it fell, it jumped back up. It took out running.
So
But
it was
when
a baby witch.
No, it was grown.
Oh,
At what time?
you saw a feet tall. It was let's talk about a feet tall witch.
Yes, I guess it was a witch.
What
or
they have
demon or
on?
something. I just told
What kind of clothes they have on?
She had on a black dress.
A black dress, like they have a broom.
I ain't seen no broom.
How's a witch then?
The way she was looking, gang, she looked like a witch.
Right. Yeah, I feel for you, man. I got some medication for you.
You do?
No, I'm free. I'm gonna give you some medication and make sure that you don't see shit no more. Okay? I think you crazy for repeating it and making and thinking people gonna think that it happened. That's your little white little bitch. You gotta keep it to yourself. I'm for real, gang. Like you talk about this bitch, like we know this bitch. This bitch ain't even popping out.
I ain't say y'all knew the bitch.
She ain't popped out though. Well, yeah, white bitch, pop out.
Keep talking about her.
I'm gonna wait.
She gonna show up at your bed, nigga.
I'm gonna wait.
She gonna show up at your bed tonight, nigga.
It ain't real. It ain't real. Where your 1 foot ass at? Come out right now. Show yourself.
That's just
You still scared of it? Show yourself. We ready.
You could put 100 fire ants in a mason jar, right? And they'll live copacetic. They'll chill. They'll hang out. They'll do their thing, whatever. But if someone were to grab that mason jar and shake it just ever so slightly, those fire ants will fight and kill each other till the death. Yeah. That's what's happening. We're not mad at we're getting mad at the fellow fire ant. We should be mad at who's shaking the jar.
Right.
And there's a certain group of people that are shaking the jar continuously. As soon as it's Russia versus Ukraine, or it's BLM versus this, it's COVID versus this, it's always something time after time after time to divide us, instead of us all realizing, no, we're not doing that.
What I always try to say, I'm sure I'm going to get some people unsubscribing because of those Epstein files I put out. It's us versus them, y'all. It's us versus them. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. You made it this far. Y'all know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Got a lot going on today. Sunday. My Cardinals suck, but you know what? I'm loyal. I'm gonna be there watching them at 2 o'clock. My niece's birthday is on the 18th, so they're doing something at my mom's, so I'll probably be FaceTiming them later. I got to go outside and wash both these vehicles. I've been procrastinating that, so I'm gonna wash that, wash my grill. What else we got to do? I got a stapler coming in because my lights I put out in the backyard, there's the stickers starting to come off, so I've been needing to get that staple gun, so I got a nice little cordless staple gun coming in. But that's my day today, y'all. That's my Sunday. Dinner's gonna be some pork carnitas with some chicken drumsticks. Probably that's what I'll be having. Mama Bear probably make her some bomb ass tacos. But that's it, y'all. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Hope your Sunday is going great. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.